Alright, so for a while I was wanting to make a tutorial about juggling. So I thought that would be fun. So I decided to do this, and this video might be kind of messed up because I'm just using my camera phone, and so I don't really have like anything to edit it with or whatever, so it's just gonna basically be in one take. Maybe me pressing pause, but we'll do what we can do. So anyways, backstory on me learning to juggle is that one time I was in high school, and it was spring break, and we never went anywhere on spring break for vacation, and I guess I didn't have anybody to hang out with or anything, so my mom, she did daycare, and she brought home like one of those tube things of juggling balls that you get from like the dollar store. And so I just looked, there was like this instructions in it, and I read the instructions. It was how to juggle, and it was all in like broken English and stuff. But I just decided that I was going to teach myself to juggle, and it was back in the time before YouTube, so you couldn't just like type in how to juggle and then be shown how to juggle. So I just read it over, I tried to decipher it the best I could, and then I just followed the directions and practiced over and over for that week, and then taught myself how to juggle. So this maybe could be helpful to you. Maybe not, but because it might be confusing. But anyways, so first of all, you're going to have 3 objects. I'm just using my rolled up superhero socks. So they're going to help me out. You can use any like round objects that you have or whatever. So, and first you're just going to have one and practice throwing it back and forth from hand to hand in a controlled movement, or controlling it, so you're not flinging it out, because then you're gonna drop it. So you're just boom, boom, and then you want to watch with your eyes that you notice when it peaks on the arch. When it peaks, when it peaks, when it peaks, you want to just watch it with your eyes and keep it controlled, trying to fling it out. Don't cross your arms, or don't cross your hands, because that'll mess you up. Once you have that down, just keep practicing, then you can put in another one. What you're going to do now is that when you throw one and it reaches its peak, then you're going to throw the other one. While you're catching this one with your hand, and then you catch this one with your hand, then you're going to keep doing it. Okay, so, whoops, and sometimes you drop it. And you can practice whichever hand you want. It's good to practice with both hands, because you're going to have to throw with both hands, you know. And don't just hand the other one to the other hand like that. That's not juggling, that's cheating, so don't do that. So keep doing that. Peek, 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 peek. And really, I don't really like arch it like this. I really don't move my hands too much. Like when I throw it, just like a soft throw, not too, like, you don't really need that much to throw it that far. So once you have that down, then you're going to put in your third object. Basically, when you're throwing that one like this, that's basically juggling. You're just going to add 2 more to that. So that's when you add in this other one. Now you have 3. So now when this one gets to its, okay, you're going to have 2 in one hand. You're going to throw one that's in the hand with 2. You're going to toss one, When this one's at its peak, then you're going to throw this one. When this one reaches its peak, you're catching Iron Man or this other one in your hand while you're throwing Captain America. So when Iron Man reaches his peak, throw Batman. Batman reaches his peak, you're throwing Captain America. It's just always going. And you're always going to have one that's in the air. If you don't, then you're not doing it right. So basically, peak, 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 peak. See how I just throw it up? I'm not throwing them like way out. I'm not actually throwing them, I'm just tossing them up. I'm not moving my hands that much out, and I'm not flinging these out. That's what your tendency is to do when you're practicing this, is you get panicked because you're like, oh man, I gotta throw it, it's at its peak, and so you panic and like throw it out, and it just is too far. Sometimes they collide, but just try and throw it so it doesn't. And that's generally what juggling is. You're moving your hands around to catch the one that's coming down, which sometimes is hard to do because you're watching the ones that you're throwing, you're watching them in the air. But you just have to like try and anticipate where that one's gonna fall and then move your hand there. And then once you practice a lot, then you feel kind of confident and you can throw in some tricks and stuff and like look stuff up, because now there's internet, so you can just type in cool juggling tricks that are easy to do and then practice it, which I can't really do any. I do the one where you throw two in the air, and then you catch it. So you throw two in the air. At the same time. I can't really do it that well. Or you could just juggle with one hand. I mean, I can only juggle two with one hand. And it's basically the same concept, except you're just using one hand. And once you feel confident about that, then you could use other objects. I still can only do spherical objects. I can't do like knives, well, swords or bowling pins or whatever. I can't do those. So I just only can do round things. So these are heavier. They're oranges that I got for free at church because I'm in California and they have orange and lemon trees, and they just had a big bucket of these to give for free. So I took some, well, to eat, and I did eat one and it's really good, but I'm going to use them to juggle. So same concept. Remember to watch with your eyes and move your hands. Don't throw it out so far. Oh. Yeah, don't throw it out so far or you'll drop it. I did that on purpose, PS, because I was trying to show how not to juggle. So, yeah, juggle, 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 juggle. Oh! See, that was a mistake. That's called a mistake. You can juggle really like close. You can juggle really high. Oh. They just broke. Yeah. Whoops, I guess I'm gonna eat this one now because it just broke. Anyways, that's basically juggling, so try it out if you want. Maybe you'll have success, maybe not, but it's fun to do. Like, just pick stuff up and start juggling is fun, and it throws people off because they're not really expecting it. But anyways, try it out. See if you get the hang of it or